Hey everybody, Matt from Matt's Music Academy here. Listen, are you frustrated with your fingerstyle or thumb picking? Do you feel like you're playing with the glove? Do your hands just feel when you're trying to do it? Let's see if we can fix that. So real quick, I want to talk about the two kind of main players and that originated fingerstyle guitar, not the latter players like Tommy Emmanuel and so forth. And that's Chet Atkins and Merle Travis. So there is a distinct difference, and I'm right here in Kentucky, the homeland of Merle Travis. And there's a age-old debate about who's better, who's the better player. Listen, they're both great players, but there's Chet and then everybody else. But that's a discussion for another day. The big thing is kind of what's the difference? I get asked that a lot. What's the difference? Well, here's kind of the main difference. Let's take a song like a groove like this. This is much more of a Merle Travis kind of sound. Where he's just kind of dragging. You know, Merle only played with 2 fingers. So 9-pound hammer, it's a little too heavy for my size, for my size. Whereas Chet was a lot more refined sound like this. Well, this a 9-pound hammer, it's a little too heavy for my size. Right? So Chet had much more of that kind of sound. They're both great. Hey, everybody, Matt again. Listen, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. We're going to focus more on kind of the Chet style today. But the honest thing is, if doing that much with that thumb is hard for you, you can kind of do the Merle Travis thing. It can be a little easier. Okay, so probably the most important thing with this style of guitar is anchoring this right hand. All right, we don't want a floating hand. Having a floating hand when you're playing this stuff is like trying to write a stinking letter while you're riding a horse or something. I mean, just, you know. So you've really got to anchor your finger down. So get my guitar up. So all I'm going to do is put my pinky right under this E string wherever's comfortable, and I've got big hands. And I'm going to rest that palm on the bridge there, okay? And it's consistently going to stay there. It's not going to move, right? We want it anchored. We don't want it to move. Also with that, when we're playing these bass notes, we don't want them to ring, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to palm mute that, again with our pinky anchored, to where we get more of that sound. Right? We want it nice and muted, just like Luther, you know, for Johnny Cash. That's that sound where we're going for. Not. Okay? Because we want to be able to hear the rhythm and the melody section. Right? Those notes need to ring out. Anchor in our hand, or anchor in our pinky right under that E string's always going to be touching the guitar. And we're palm muting the lower 3 strings, lower 2 strings, the ones we're playing, and letting these chicky ones ring. Okay, so let's take a C chord, start simple, anchor that pinky down on the guitar. Always play this root note first. We're going to play the root note, so 5th string, 4th string, then the G note, the 6th string, and then back. So it's string-wise, it's 5, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, 5. Now we're not going for pretty, we're not not going for melodies, anything. All we're looking for here is consistency, muscle memory, making sure that notes aren't ringing out like this. And we're getting that nice muted kind of flat wound bass string sound, or even stand-up bass sound. Nice and even notes. Now that's kind of the Chet way to do it. So remember, if in the beginning, or if you just like the sound, the Travis way would be more of a, and just kind of strumming down on the guitar. It's basically the equivalent of taking a flat pick and playing like, you know, like that, like you normally would. He just did it with a thumb pick. All right. Now Chet, we're just doing those 3 strings. And just get used to that. We're always on that root note. Now, if we go to an F chord, everything just drops down. Same pattern. Still muting. May have to slide that palm down so when you know, so it doesn't ring. All right, when we go to that G, now here I am just kind of going G, open D, unless you want to, you know, if you want that true sound like this, we'll have to mute that, or I'm sorry, we'd have to bar chord that, which you can do. Or what you can do is from this F, just go to this G. All right, so let's go through that one time, just C, F, and G. Okay, and which G you go to doesn't matter. If you prefer to bar chord it, the pattern stays the same. Root, always start on that root note. All right, so now let's add a twist here. Let's add the rhythm section, or the chick of the boom chick. Hey, don't laugh. Boom chicks bought groceries at my house several times. All we're gonna do is from here, I'm just going to take these 2 fingers. Now, don't worry about which strings you pluck. It's all in the same chord. It doesn't matter which ones I grab. It's going to sound good. Don't get overly concerned and worried about, for right now, what in the world. We're just playing rhythm guitar. Don't worry about which strings, and, you know, worry about tabs, and is it the second, then third? Don't worry about it. We're just grabbing a chord. Any of those, right? Any of them. All right, so we're going to add this wrinkle, the pinch. Okay, so from this C, we're going to play the thumb, and then when it comes up for this D, pinch. Don't get caught up. All right, so listen, so that's if you're playing with a thumb pick, and you don't necessarily have to have, you know, the actual pick to do this. A lot of times I'll take my flat pick, tuck it, and I can do the same thing with my flat pick tucked away. Okay? Easy access. But you can still do this hybrid picking. We're just going to have to use different fingers, right? So that flat pick's going to act as your thumb pick. So on this C, it's going to play. It's going to play that bass line. And now with these 2 fingers and the pick, I'm doing the boom chuck, boom chuck. Pinky stays the same, the hand mounted, the anchor stays the same. We're just using that flat pick. Because you're mine, I walk the line. A minor. Right? Doing the same thing. All right, so just remember, keep your pinky anchored, keep your hand anchored. Make sure we're muting those bass strings, right? Because when later on, as you start playing melodies, you want to be able to hear those melody notes, and you don't want the bass notes interfering. Right? We don't want it. Right? You can't hear that, especially if you're singing, you know, something. Nice and even, not thinking about it. And we're always starting those on the root note. So if you're playing a B chord, let's say, or B shape, it's the same, right? This C shape, you move it up and play a D7. It's the same pattern. Just moving it around. It's getting this thumb totally independent of these fingers. But this is where you start. Just go through those chords and get used to that. Okay, then add the chick. Hey, listen, so if this was a light bulb moment for you, please do me a favor and go ahead and click subscribe. My whole deal is to help you become the player that you want to be. Not the player that I am or the player that somebody else is, the player that you're wanting to be. And we can do that one simple fix at a time. So listen, I've got a question for you. Drop a comment below. What is the biggest single frustration that you're having with your fingerstyle playing? So listen, I read all my comments because that's what tells me and helps me to figure out what to teach next. And that's what it's all about. It's about you all and what you want to learn. So listen, thanks so much for watching. Remember, it's never too late to play, and I'll see you next time.